Hello students, welcome back. This is yet another video from Dr. Anil's Botany. Today we will continue the same topic that is virus structure and classification. The last class we have seen how the virus is discovered. Who discovered virus first? Who discovered? Dmitry Vanovsky. Who crystallized the first time in virus? Which virus crystallized? The virus was first crystallized by W.M. Stanley, that is tobacco mosaic virus. And which is the smallest plant virus? Which is the smallest plant virus? That is satellite. Tell me, satellite tobacco necrosis virus, that is 17 nanometer in size. And which is the largest plant virus? Citrus triestesa virus. Which is the smallest animal virus? Foot and mouth disease virus, smallest one. Which is the largest one? Smallpox virus. So these are the things. And structure we have also seen. Different shapes we have seen in the last class. There are three types of structures we can see, that is helical viruses, then icosahedrous or polyhedral viruses, icosahedral or polyhedral viruses, then complex viruses. So these are the things we have seen, that is the helical viruses are all of two types, that is naked virus and enveloped virus. If it is helical viruses are of two types. What are they? Helical viruses are naked viruses, that is tobacco mosaic virus is naked helical viruses. Then enveloped viruses. Today let us see the enveloped viruses. Enveloped viruses. Okay. So enveloped viruses. When the helical viruses are enclosed within an envelope, they are known as enveloped helical viruses. Example, influenza viruses. Helical viruses are of two types. I have already told you the helical viruses are two types. That is enveloped viruses is there, naked virus is there. We have then the last class we have seen the naked viruses, that is tobacco mosaic virus. It's naked viruses. And the influenza virus is enveloped helical viruses. The envelope is composed of the viral protein and the host cell component. Envelope consists of numerous spikes. We have seen in the keys of coronavirus. You can see numerous spikes on the outer envelope. And in the case of HIV virus, there also you can see numerous spikes around the outer surface, outer covering. That is enveloped viruses. Then coming to polyhedral or icosahedral viruses. Polyhedral or icosahedral viruses. There are several animal, plant and bacterial viruses which have either naked or polyhedral viruses are also two types. Naked polyhedral viruses and enveloped polyhedral viruses. Either naked or enveloped icosahedral shape. Polyhedral structure has the three possible symmetries such as tetrahedral is there, octahedral is there, and icosahedral is there. Viruses are more or less spherical. Icosahedral and polyhedral, you can see spherical shaped structure. See, in this, you can see, this is, we have already seen helical viruses, that is naked helical viruses, tobacco mosaic viruses. You can see numerous capsomeres here. Each one is called capsomere. And numerous capsomeres are helically arranged on the core, that is the single stranded RNA at the center. And coming to polyhedral or icosahedral viruses, you can see this is spherical shaped one, icosahedral virus, adenoviruses, and you can see numerous spikes on the outer coverings. And the third category, that is complex viruses, and icosahedral viruses like this. Then basically there are two types of capsomeres. The outer covering is made up of small subunits called capsomeres. And these capsomeres are mainly two types, that is pentameres and hexameres. Pentameres, you can see 5 monomeres. Hexameres, you can see a cluster of 6 monomeres. That is pentameres and hexameres. However, certain capsomeres only in certain number may be present in icosahedral capsule. Theoretically, the minimum number may be 12. Theoretically, minimum number of 12 is there. See, I will tell you some of the examples of how many capsomeres seen in particular viruses. The 5 into 174 viruses, 5 into 174 viruses. This is one single-stranded DNA viruses. 5 into 174 virus is a single-stranded. Usually the DNA are double-stranded, but single-stranded DNA viruses are also there. And one typical example is 5 into 174 virus is a single-stranded DNA viruses. There you can see 12 capsomeres. In the case of poliovirus, there you can see 32 capsomeres, and the outer covering is made up of 32 capsomeres, and 72 capsomeres in the case of polyomavirus, and 92 capsomeres in the case of reovirus. In the case of herpes virus, you can see 162 capsomeres. So adenovirus, you can see 252 capsomeres. Adenoviruses, in the case of adenovirus, you can see 252 capsomeres. And in the case of tubula iridescent viruses, it is a separate category of viruses. Tubula iridescent RNA viruses, tubula iridescent viruses, there you can see 812 capsomeres. So the number of capsomeres also varies from different viruses. That here you can see the icosahedral capsid. See, each one is called monomeres, and the number of monomeres ranges from I told you earlier, that is maybe 12, 32, 72, 92, 162, 252, and 812 capsomeres are there. And icosahedral morphology is characteristics of the nucleocapsids of many spherical viruses. The almost all spherical viruses are made up of the capsomeres. Outer surface is made of capsomeres, and is called nucleocapsids. The icosahedral capsid structures of adenovirus is made up of 3 proteins: exons, pentose base, and fiber. Some proteins are associated with viral DNA, whereas others are associated with this exon and are involved in the formation of capsids. So that much about the the naked and icosahedral viruses. And coming to naked icosahedral viruses, one more example is turnip yellow mosaic viruses, TYMV, turnip yellow mosaic viruses, polioviruses, adenoviruses, bacteriophage 5 into 174 viruses. They are all naked icosahedral viruses. Enveloped icosahedral viruses are there. Herpes virus, for example, herpes virus is enveloped icosahedral viruses. The capsule is enclosed and envelope of 30 nanometer thickness, made up of a glycoprotein lipid complex. The envelope consists of spikes on its surface. Okay, could you follow me? This is then coming to the complex viruses. And the structure of viruses are, we are broadly classified into helical viruses, icosahedral or polyhedral viruses, and complex viruses. The last one is complex viruses. The viruses which have the unidentifiable capsid or have the capsids with additional structures are called complex viruses. In the case of vaccinia virus, T-even bacteriophages, you have already seen T-even bacteriophages. There you can see a head and a tail, tail fibers, then the collar, then tails have collar sheaths, and different structures are there. Then definitely capsid is absent in the case of vaccinia virus. Capsid present and consists of a tail in the case of T-even phages, T2, T4, T6, T-even phages. That is why it is called T-even phages. In the case of T2 phages, I will tell you an example. T2 phages. See, this is T-even bacteriophage. You can see the icosahedral head is there. Then collar is there. Then collar is having a fiber contractile sheath. I told you earlier. We have seen in the case of bacterial transduction, there you can see this type of the collar sheath, and base plate is there, tail fibers are here. So this is the structure of T-even phages, right? T-even phages. So this is complex viruses. Then in the case of virus with the tailless head, so in the case of phage lambda and T old phages, T1, T5, T7, T old phages, we can say, and lambda phages, there you can see the only head, there is no tail. And such type of bacteriophages are also there. The virus with brick shaped and devoid of flattened cylinder, pox virus, bullet shaped capsid viruses, nuclear polyhydrosis, also there. So these are all the complex structures. This is normal. It is no. It is considered. It is not considered as a normal type. It is having some additional group. That is why it is called complex viruses. See, complex viruses here. Pox virus here. See, this is having an envelope. It is having a core, then outer membrane, and inside this you can see the nuclear material. And in the case of complex viruses like bacteriophages, T, even phages, you can see a capsid. And inside the capsid, you can see the genetic material, RNA or DNA, then collar sheath, tail fibers are there. Then in the case of enveloped viruses, helical capsid viruses, then this is the helical structure, naked viruses, TME viruses, icosahedral, most of them are spherical shaped one, icosahedral capsid herpes virus, HIV viruses, like this. These are all the different, the structure of viral particles. Then the bacteria T even phages like this. In sometimes, T old phages and lambda phages, there you can see only head. Then adenoviruses, numerous capsomeres are there. See, glycoproteins made of HIV virus, you can see numerous spikes on the outer coverings. And the HIV virus, you can see a double-stranded RNA at the center. See, uh, this much about the structure. Could you follow me? Any doubt in this? So almost we have completed the structure. There are mainly three types of structures you can see. One is helical, and the second one is polyhedral or icosahedral, and the third one is complex viruses. And in the case of helical and icosahedral or polyhedral viruses, you can see naked as well as enveloped viruses. Naked as well as enveloped viruses. But in the case of complex viruses, like in the case of the bacteriophages, T even phages, you can see a head, a collar sheath, tail fibers. But in the case of lambda phages and T old phages, there you can't see any tail or tail fibers. So these are all the complex viruses. Could you follow me? Any doubt in this? Then let us move on to the other envelope. What is envelope is made up of? The enveloped virus obtain their envelope by budding through a host cell membrane. I told you earlier, the virus membrane is it is the contribution of host as well as virus particles. Enveloped virus obtain their envelope by budding through a host cell membrane. In some cases, the virus buds through the plasma membrane, but in other cases, the envelope may be derived from, the internal cell membrane, such as those of the Golgi body or the nucleus. I will tell you this one. So you can clearly observe in this slide, the virus particles. This is the viral capsid, and it is comes out through the outer side through the cell membrane. See, the cell membrane is the viral particle is here, and the cell membrane, and this cell membrane also projected out. When this viral particle projected out through like budding off or pinching off, like that, the viral particle enter inside. Simultaneously, what happens though, the cell membrane surrounding all this, the viral particle, viral capsid, then it is later pinched off from this, so that the host membrane is also involved in the production of envelope. So the viral particle is made up of both the contribution of host as well as viral particles. So the envelope, then it is pinched off here. See, you can see a clear distinction here. The viral glycoproteins produce a second section, it is gradually bulging out, and third one almost it is completing, and later what happens, it is budding of enveloped virus. Right? Could you follow me? And This enveloped virus do not necessarily have to kill their host cell in order to be released, since they can bud out of the cell. But out of the cell, it is not necessarily to kill the host cell, a process that is not necessarily lethal to the cell. Hence, some budding viruses can set up persistent infections. That is why persistent infections. Enveloped viruses are readily infectious only if the envelope is intact. If the enveloped virus, no, the envelope is very intact, they are very virulent. They can infect the other host very easily, so they can attach the other host, it is very easily, so that the attachment, the host cell wall is also there, and the host cell wall, and the same host is infected by the other cell, so the attachment is very easy. This means that the agent that damage the envelope, such as alcohols and detergents, reduce infectivity. That is why we are doing nowadays. In the coronavirus, what we do is, hand is always sanitized with the sanitizer. All we always wash the hand with detergent, soaps, or we are using alcohols to clean our hands. That is the main effect of this thing is, the enveloped virus, we can damage the envelope so that it cannot infect readily. It cannot infect readily. That is why we are using this type of things. This is envelope. What much about the? So we are talking about the envelope. That much about the envelope. And coming to nucleic acids. And viruses contain either single or double-stranded DNA or RNA molecules. I have already told you a virus contains the genetic material, maybe DNA or RNA, never both. You can't see DNA RNA together. So the virus contains either single or double-stranded DNA or RNA molecule. Single-stranded DNA is there, double-stranded DNA is there. Single-stranded RNA is there, double-stranded RNA is there. So likewise, you can't see both the DNA and RNA together. The nucleic acid may be linear or circular form and have plus or minus polarity. The segmented nucleic acid is also found in wound tumor viruses, segmented nucleic acid. Segments are there. And influenza virus, you can see segmented forms. Then coming to proteins, this is grouped into 4 categories. Proteins are grouped into 4 categories. What are they? Envelope protein is there, nucleocapsid protein is there, core protein is there, and viral enzymes are there. So the proteins are broadly divided into 4 categories. So let us see one by one. And envelope protein. The envelope of the virus consists of proteins specified by both virus and host cell. We have seen just before. That is, envelope of the virus is the contribution of a host cell and virus particles. So the envelope of the virus consists of proteins specified by both virus and host cell. Membranes of all classes of enveloped viruses contain glycoprotein. Almost all viruses, the proteins are envelope proteins are nothing but the glycoproteins. For example, in the case of influenza virus, the main protein is the carbohydrate-free protein, which comprises of 50% of envelope protein and 35 to 40% of virion protein as a whole. The complete virion is a complete infectious particle is called virion, and this virion, the complete protein, you can see 35 to 40% envelope protein that is made of glycoproteins. See, then nucleocapsid proteins. The viral capsid are made up of totally proteins of identical subunits. We call it as protomeres. Example, in the case of TMV, tobacco mosaic virus contains single protein type. Single protein type. Adenovirus, I mean the TMV, tobacco mosaic virus contains single protein type. But in the case of adenovirus, it contains 14 protein type. T4, T1 bacteriophage, mainly T4 bacteriophage contain 13 protein type. So the number of protein, that also varies from virus to virus. That is that much about the nucleoprotein. The envelope protein is there, nucleocapsid protein is there. Then coming to core protein, the protein found in nucleic acid is known as core protein. The nucleoprotein of influenza virus, protein 5 and 6 of adenoviruses, these viruses can prevent the antibiotics. So that is by core proteins. So that is the proteins found in the case of influenza and adenoviruses, protein 5 and 6, and the viral enzymes. some virals, virus have a specified enzymes in animal viruses, especially in the enveloped viruses. Many virion-specific enzymes have been characterized. For example, in the case of RNAs and reverse transcriptase in retroviruses, reverse transcriptase. For in the case of HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, there you can see a double-stranded RNA. They are the particular viral enzyme, reverse transcriptase. That is why it will do the reverse transcription. And the protein kinase in herpes and adenoviruses. So some viruses have particular type of enzymes that also increases the virulency of the particular virus. Then coming to carbohydrates, then carbohydrate, a substantial amount of carbohydrate specified by either host cell or viral genome is found in viral envelope. Substantial amount of carbohydrates. For example, galactose, mannose, glucose, glucosamine, galactosamine are found in influenza virus. Different types of carbohydrates are also participate in the viral particle, especially in the case of coverings, external coverings. So that much about the structure of the viruses. So with this, we finish the structure of and the history of viruses. Next class we can take the classification of viruses. I think all of you can understand this structure of viruses. And in these two videos, you can clearly understand how the virus structures are formed. Any doubt in this we can clarify. Thank you very much. Thank you.